store.
Oh my god.
It's like probably the hardest thing I do on a daily basis is
saying goodbye to tuna.
Saying goodbye to tuna. It makes me very sad. I'm literally.
Are you getting emotional right now?
I'm actually getting emotional about my dog. She's a really good dog. Sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about Neptune now.
Are you going out of town after this?
No, I just really love. Yeah,
that's okay. That's just.
Dude, they love their dog.
No, I met Tuna. She's sweet as fuck.
Yeah. She's a good girl.
She's in that video. Did you know that?
Yes, I am so glad that she's in that video.
I'm not going to remark on your tears right now.
I'm not crying. I got a little bit of that spice that we were talking about in my eye, and they're just watering a little bit. I'm not crying.
Like Dad when there's a video of a guy coming home from Afghanistan.
Oh my god, we were just talking about that.
That's like one of the most popular videos to make anyone cry. Just watch the dog's reaction.
Oh man, I showed Caleb. I have a video of Neptune when CJ got home from his deployment right after we got her. And she'd only known him a month before he left for 3 months out to sea. And when he got back, she was like losing her mind. She was so happy. I let her out of her little kennel and she ran down the stairs to him. So cute.
Dogs.
Very cute stuff. Yep.
How long was he on deployment?
Just 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
Under the waters.
But those ones are like weird blackout ones.
He was underwater the whole time?
Literally the whole time.
Whoa.
How much does that suck?
God damn, they must have been eating some bad
Or ass, probably.
There's the food
not gay if it's underway.
Food that'll last you 3 months. McDonald's.
I never asked him what kind of food
No, they get like food drops. So like they every once in a while the submarine will like come up and then somebody will bring them food, or like they'll pull into port somewhere.
Okay,
but usually it's like the Coast Guard ends up like somebody ferries out some food to the boat because they come close enough to the shore somewhere, or maybe not. The Coast Guard might go get them.
Man, it's one hell of an Arby's order.
Yeah, it could be like McDonald's though. Have you ever seen those things of like a McDonald's burger fresh and then a McDonald's burger after like 3 months and they look the same and it's all...
Oh my god.
Like, it would just be like that. Just give them a bunch of McDoubles, dude. You guys will make it.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that was a good thing. I was like, so you're telling me my McDonald's isn't going to go bad. Why?
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong?
I had a chemistry professor last semester, or a couple of semesters ago, tried to tell us that. Like, he tried to be like, look at this shitty organic apple juice. It got moldy after like 3 or 4 days. And I was like... interesting.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm team preservative too, dude. Fuck it.
Do you think it tastes just the same if you like microwave it and heat it back up after it's been sitting there for a while?
Ugh.
I'm a man of longevity. That's all that is.
God, that's disgusting. I'm gonna interrupt this.
Oh, gee whiz, Satan. Why am I so unhappy?
Jim. It's just like I said, Jimmy Jim. It's like I said.
Just stop sucking so much.
Cause you suck, Jimmy.
This and say, hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. Listen, like I said, and today's episode is brought to you by Oak Road Brewery. This is probably the most radio voice that I have because they help us stay alive.
Yay.
And we're actually going to Oak Road after this to go drink some beers. It's one of the 12 beers of Christmas coming out today. And actually, when you listen to it, because this comes out tomorrow, it will be another night that we have to drink another beer for 12 beers of Christmas. And it'll be the last day that we're filming. So it's a big, exciting hurrah. And yeah, if you're in Somerville, go get some local lagers. Oak Road Brewery. And today, I asked Charis to get on the podcast, and I kind of wanted to talk about family, like Christmas traditions, because I imagine we have a few that are odd, and actually one that I didn't realize was a weird thing, and we'll talk about this, and then now as I ask more and more people about it, I found out it's more like a 50-50 difference, but one that I never even considered was a thing. But surprisingly, my brother's in town. We'll get him for like the last night that he's here, So thank you for joining us. It's like a full house.
Happy to be here.
Oh, wow. That's a celebrity voice.
Yeah. First time caller, long time listener.
Really?
Dang it.
You never called.
Why don't I have anything funny
we
to
don't
say?
talk.
I know. Wait, what did you say?
I was like bummed that I don't have anything cool to say.
Oh.
Which was cool.
Well, we all did this at once.
cool
It was like one of the best intros to the show that I've ever had, I think.
I liked it.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well
It
done.
worked.
It was straight to the point, very detailed and open. Yeah, but one of the reasons I wanted to ask Charis to talk about the Christmas traditions is because you were homeschooled
Ooh.
in the Seattle area with a shit ton of siblings. So
Metric shit ton. Don't get the conversion wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A little asterisk into that, which we all love converting. So it's perfect. But,
yeah. So, like you said, I grew up like in Seattle, pretty much. I don't know if you've ever seen Captain Fantastic with Viggo Mortensen in it. No.
I'm gonna go with
Anyway,
no.
okay. So essentially, he raises a bunch of kids in the woods in Washington, and they all end up being like really smart, a little bit too smart for their own good, kind of super kids, essentially. And that's like my whole family. So we all grew up in the middle of the woods, running through the forest. 20 minutes of TV a day was like golden. Like that was like, oh my god, you got 20 minutes of TV and or computer time. Like that's insane. So our time was spent like out in the woods. Occasionally we'd find our way into stealing some baguettes, which I realize sounds a little bit like a fairy tale. We get baguettes, we run out into the woods, and we would just like spend like 4 or 5 hours like planning how we could just live out in the woods.
Which you were already doing.
Absolutely.
Just more in the woods, though.
Just more in the woods, exactly.
Without your parents, or just a nutri house, or
without. Okay. So my sister actually took like those white 5-gallon buckets, and she stocked them full of like emergency blankets, food, lights, flashlights, batteries.
She's a doomsday prepper.
Canned foods. Like she did all this stuff. She did a doomsday thing, and she put one in the north, south, east, and western forests of the house in case she ever wanted to run away.
She Rambo? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so
at
to
what
this
age?
day, she was probably like 13, 14 at the time.
God damn.
awesome.
Yeah, at the time, it was a great plant. Now we just like, you can literally go back to the property and find like wedges where like the trees started to grow, like they're planted really close together. Trees are starting to like grow apart. She stuck the 5-gallon buckets in like the wedge of trees, and now the trees have like grown around it.
Oh my god.
So there's literally just like a 5-gallon bucket like stuck growing in a tree somewhere. Or
do you know what geocaching is?
yeah, dude, we did it all the
She should
time.
set those up as geocaches.
Damn.
Yeah,
It's
for
like,
sure.
If you can pull the bucket out,
It's pretty.
you got some blankets and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Take a nap right there for all the hard work.
Well, that's the point. One time, me and a friend were bored and we went and did that, and it was just like a little box of G.I. Joes, but it was on like a commercial street sign. Like, it was weird. I felt like we were damaging property of a business whenever he found this thing. Because they put it like in the sign almost, and it was just for a stupid G.I. Joe.
Dang.
Yeah, but you tracked it down and you found it. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. I love like the romantic idea about it.
Right.
But I have literally never gone and even remotely tried.
I've actually discovered a couple cool places like around my hometown because of it. Like there's a forest that we all go to now. It sounds like we all go to the forest. Let's all go to the forest, guys. Sorry, not like that. But like if you ever like want to go on a walk or something, we found this like really cool trail because a geocache like took us there, and we like literally would have never discovered it otherwise because it was just like this one parking spot off the side of the road, like in the middle of the woods pretty much. And then you just kind of go hike a little bit into the woods, and it ended up being like this huge like forest, but like there were only ferns growing in it, and there were like these huge giant ferns, and so it just looked like this giant like bowl of ferns, and then like the edge of it was like a cliff into the water. So like mostly trees with like you could see through into the water, but then like this whole like half bowl of ferns.
Weird.
It's crazy. Yeah, super wild. Like,
see, I feel like every time I see something weird like that, I immediately think like somehow I can get into Narnia. This is a way into Narnia. Like, what other explanation is there? And I have literally stared at places before. I'm like, I'm just not seeing it.
Yep.
It's like where like the trees branch out and the roots at the base, and people climb into those.
Yeah, exactly.
Find different routes.
Alice in Wonderland did it that way. Why the fuck can't I?
Totoro, don't they? Isn't that how they
God
get
damn it,
down
you're
there?
right.
They get to the upside
into
down.
the trees.
And like that in Stranger Things. It's kind of a hack idea now that you think about it.
Or it's just one of those things where we've seen it so much we just believe it as just acceptable fantasy, but
That's
we
true.
just haven't found it ourselves. It's right here, we just can't fucking see it. But that's
I hate
another
that.
crazy pants thing that I do, so.
You have to be willing to try and climb into the base of a tree to find out.
I've done it.
You didn't make it. We would have heard.
You're right,
We
I
have
did
done
not
it
make
too
it.
as kids. Like that's definitely something that we've done. Like we've had trees that got hit by lightning that got like hollowed out, and I kid you not, you could like we took one of those 50-gallon trash cans and like dug out the center of like the tree, and then like we could fit one of those in there, and we literally had a hiding spot for
What the
when
fuck?
we would play airsoft.
Isn't that what?
That's amazing.
Many hiding spots. I think that our backyard / forest would be like one of the best places to play paintball or airsoft ever.
Are there
pretty intense.
airsoft pellets all over the ground of that forest?
They're probably all buried. We didn't play that much, but yes,
Word.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We played paintball at our dad's hunting club. We like set up a little thing for when paintball was popular.
It's awesome.
It was pretty cool. Thinking back on it, it was pretty dope.
Right?
It
Fun
was
stuff.
alright. I wasn't that big of a fan. You can say whatever you want, but I fucking hated getting shot. I was so mad
It
every
was like
time.
a rite of passage, I think, in my family. I've always been like super focused on like, all right, what makes you strong in our family? And it's like drinking black coffee, eating spicy food, and getting shot in the face with airsoft pellets.
and backing up into your parking spots.
Backing up into your parking spots, exactly. Being really good at parallel parking. Essentially, all of the women in my family aspired to be like Charlize Theron and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
I like it.
some
What a
combination
combo.
of that. Yeah, right?
The 1-2 punch.
Oh, and the Tomb Raider.
Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Croft.
Yeah.
Laura
I
Croft.
think they're
yeah.
making a new Tomb Raider.
No, really? Who is it?
I think I saw
I
that.
don't think
'Cause it
it's
can't be.
Angelina.
I thought I saw it.
There's
Wait,
no
I think
way.
it came out.
It probably
think it
did.
came out.
Keeping up with movies is difficult nowadays.
Very true. Very true.
What do you mean? Facebook and Instagram tell you everything.
I don't, but it's like once the trailer hype is over, I have no idea about that movie's existence.
That's true.
Like until like somebody's like, "Oh, this won the Oscar," but if it's like in theaters, I don't. What was the last movie I saw in theater?
Caleb, it came out a while ago, didn't it?
2018.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Uncut Gems was the last movie I saw in theater.
I don't even know what that is.
Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, dang.
Oh, is that where he's a gangster or a pimp or something?
Well, he's like a jeweler, and he's a really bad gambler.
Ah,
Nice.
yeah, okay.
He's a scumbag, and it kind of
Actually, that went pretty well, didn't it?
yeah. No, this is a great movie. He did a really good job of playing. It's good whenever you can get a crowd to hate you and kind of go for you at the same time.
True, yeah.
That's what he was able to do.
Severus Snape.
You never know what to get with Adam Sandler. Like, what kind of movie are we going to get when you release another one? Is it going to be like a family-friendly one, or is it actually going to be something with like a solid storyline?
Very true.
I was surprised, although it kind of seemed like his character was just doing like a shitty Pete Davidson impression. He was just like, "Bro, I got KG."
Oh my
Like
God.
Kevin Garnett played an integral role in this movie because it was set like 2000, probably like 2011, whenever like the Celtics had just a super squad more or less, and Kevin Garnett play for them, and yeah, he plays an integral role in the film randomly. It's a good movie, though. Highly recommend it.
Like, he acts in the movie?
Yeah, he plays Kevin Garnett.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I always love when you see athletes acting. It's great.
I feel bad for them because, like, everyone's just like, they can't act. But it's like they have to play themselves.
Yeah.
But say this shit that somebody's feeding to them. Like, it's...
Yeah,
that would be the worst. I would... If I was an athlete, I'd be like, let me... You know,
can I just say my own lines?
Or could you just make up a different character by yourself? Like,
exactly.
Really, I'm a cowboy.
Yeah.
When I'm not dunking LA hoops, I'm rodeoing cows.
No, but you know, give him a real shot. Like, you know, let Brett Favre be the next Joker.
What the fuck? You with Brett Favre?
As the most. I mean, I can't think of a black athlete to play Joker. That's absurd.
Wow. Gabe, wow.
Actually, Black Joker should be the next step.
Who should be the next step? Who knows what's going to happen with comic books these days?
I don't know.
COVID,
did they even exist?
That probably.
COVID?
You're right.
Did COVID
How many of the
shut down-
superheroes got COVID?
Did COVID shut down comic books even, just in general?
What do you mean?
Question.
I mean,
because of, like, the industry actually closing down?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
The Marvel universe.
Sure, you can still write them,
I'm sure they still have plenty
Kindle,
of money.
ebook.
Yeah. Nerds are gonna be here forever, so.
Yeah. So let's get into some Christmas traditions.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, so I'll go with the first one because this in the chronological system of Christmas traditions is like the first traditional part for me, so to speak. We still write Christmas lists and I give it to our stepmom. Every single year she asks what we want for Christmas and we write it on a list or send links and we give it to her. And I thought everyone still did that. And then I found out that is not the case. So people are like, what the fuck? Why do you still do that? I did that when I was like 3. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm 31 years old. And I'm like, what the fuck do I want for Christmas this year?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like sitting down and shopping without actually buying things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's great.
I've always been okay with it. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I guess it makes sense to not do that, but it's like, hey, you have a chance to get what you want and not possibly what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that one.
So, this is going to sound very typical. So my parents were very much like Jesus is the reason for the season kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that we did, like I can't remember the last time I made a list. Like I didn't even make lists when I was a kid.
Like, you weren't like supposed to be like asking for things?
Kind of like it just wasn't like a tradition. Like, oh, make your list. Like my parents never, like Santa was never a thing. Like we knew who he was to other kids, but like the shitty kids that we just used it as a point of judgment. Like we judged other kids from like, you believe in a fucking fairy tale.
So it was kind of Jewish. That's how all the Jewish kids were. It's just like, you guys are idiots.
Exactly. So, so pretty much we didn't do that, but we did do like a Secret Santa kind of, not really Secret Santa. We just drew names and you got presents for that person in the family because there were too many people in the family for everybody to buy presents for.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 980. Just kidding. I have 7 older siblings and I'm the 8th. I'm the youngest.
Okay. That's wild.
I didn't know that you were the youngest.
The baby.
Oh, yeah. It all coming together now.
My personality, I'm very much a youngest. I think we talked about this.
I'm sure. We talk a lot. I forget a lot.
Maybe.
It's a thing.
Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so pretty much never ended up writing lists. I think so but it is a thing for my mother-in-law now. She's like very, very much likes the lists. Because otherwise she has no idea what to get us. And so I always feel bad because like CJ just like doesn't do the things she asks us to do, and I feel bad because I'm like
100% can see that happening.
I'm the bad like daughter-in-law because I stole her son's attention and now he won't do anything for his mom. I'm like, I feel so guilty about it all the time. So I created there is a list that I created this year. I think probably one of the first lists I've made in years of things that I actually want, because it's just I don't know, I've never really given it thought. Like I want something that people like, they thought of me, they saw it and they thought of me, not like, what do you want, so I can check a box.
I do like the fact that it gives you the chance to, like, if you need something, you're like, I need like something replaced, and then it was like, okay, well, instead of getting like fucking socks and a sweatshirt, which I love, thank you, but my washing machine is broken, so I can't even clean these. That kind of thing. Which that's nice, but I guess if you're in that kind of situation, you could just let people know beforehand, unless you're a shitty child. So maybe there's an asterisk into that. I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and say something and then contradict myself immediately. That's a great conversation.
Hey, I do that. It's like how you have a conversation with yourself. Yeah.
How'd you do? You don't really do a big list.
Not anymore, but like back in the day, whenever, like in high school and shit, I would just make a Microsoft Word document with links to shit that I wanted. And like, if it was like a sweatshirt or something, I would put like size medium, any color. So I would give them some sort of choice to see, because there was every item had a favorite color.
A little element of surprise there.
It's just like, give me what color you think I like. And it also adds an element that I could be disappointment. You know, it's like, you live for the rush.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it definitely is a more foolproof way of doing presents, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's nice too, because if you give like a decent range of what to get, you know you're not getting everything, obviously.
Yeah.
And I feel like more than anything, it's probably like a helpful guideline, because there's still a lot of shit that we get that
we didn't ask for, but it's similar to the shit that we asked for.
It sounds weird to say. I feel just so like, just let me sit here and talk about my blessings a whole bunch. All right, so we're gonna move on.
No, listen, I think it's a good thing, because I just have to say, there was one year, I'll preface this, you just can't trust certain siblings to understand the innermost thinkings of an 8-year-old girl and get presents for them. You can't just like buy them, pretty stuff or something like that. My older brother got me for Christmas one year.
Oh, I can't wait.
I think I was like maybe 9, 10, 11. And come Christmas, he lived in California at the time. Come Christmas, there was literally nothing under the Christmas tree for me. And he had sent my mom a MP3 download of Switchfoot's album, a Switchfoot album. And that was like my Christmas present. What? It was like an audio download.
He bought you a digital Switchfoot.
Wow.
Oh my god, it was so bad. So make lists, folks. I guess that's the moral of the story.
That's pretty funny though.
Or something like that.
Switchfoot though.
Yeah.
At least there's some rock and roll in there.
He was like, come to California. I dare you to move.
I dare you.
Oh god damn it.
Sucks.
I can't think of the other. The Switchfoot had one more other that like fairly popular song, right? I just can't think.
Yeah,
of it.
I know what you're talking about, but and I think it was actually on this album, because this was like not the Dare You to Move album. This was like
it was their early shit.
American Dream or something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
What, Switchfoot?
Well, I remember Switchfoot.
No, I want to say it was even after that. It could have been like older than their good stuff. Or good stuff.
All bands' old stuff is the good stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
That's true.
Yeah,
if you're a real
hipster
fan,
101.
if you're a real fan, you only like.
How do you feel that applies to Taylor Swift?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
She's
Fair
like
argument.
a really like, I don't know. She how the tables have turned. Turntables have.
Turntables.
Yeah, I know.
I like how I messed up messing up the saying. Anyway.
That's great. So, I guess you talked about Secret Santa. That's definitely on the list of other traditions that people do. Mm-hmm. I'm not really a big fan of Secret Santa.
Wasn't truly secret because half the time I ended up telling my older sister because it made me feel like I was important.
Wait.
We had a real hierarchy. It was really interesting. Like, I would share everything with my older siblings because it made me feel like I was important because my older siblings were important.
Gabe,
And like,
did you feel that way as the youngest?
No, I felt like I was just the most important at all times.
serious?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think so.
that.
I don't think so.
I wanted to prove myself to you guys, of course.
Right?
Oof. Look at the open truth just coming out. So strong. Breaking down barriers today.
Yeah, having heart-to-hearts.
Always want to live up to your siblings' expectations if you or exceed, then prove them wrong. Be like, haha.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Look at me now.
The competitive type.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Succeed out of revenge.
This is the best way to do it. Honestly, like, there's no other path.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree.
God, I know. Just burn everything down. So we had a Christmas decorating tradition. We used to, over at Dad's house, put on Elf every year and eat, like, take out pizza and decorate the tree. But as we've been getting older, it's very quickly just ended up being the tree's already decorated. If you want to come over and eat pizza and Elf is on, that sounds great. But it's just out of the blue now because Gabe's in a different state. I'm busy, so it's just like, yeah, if you can make it, come over and eat pizza. I was like, okay, thanks. Well, so it's weird. It's one of those traditions that was awesome, but I think like there are a lot that you just can't keep up with.
Yeah.
Like as you get older and your lives get busy, you're just like, I can't go to the fucking tree farm every year and cut down a real tree and then take care of that fucking thing for an entire month. So
You pass it down to your kids.
oh yeah, there you go.
So that's when you can start doing it again.
But for right now, you're right. It is. I know. I mean, unless you care about it. Yeah.
We watched or tried to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Literally restarted the movie twice
Oh yeah.
because like everyone's just. I mean, it's a family gathering, so it's just a bunch of people talking over each other. You know what I mean?
You
And
really
the mom
can't have a
would
movie
randomly look at the TV and be like, "That was one of my favorite parts. I haven't even watched any of this so far. Start it over."
Yeah.
That's
That was a whole thing. And then they watched Bad Moms Christmas, which is
God, it was awful, right?
it's a pretty bad movie.
Oh my God, it was
see
just the worst. I was sitting there watching like there's like a fucking 5-minute slow-mo action shot inside of this like bounce castle building. I'm like, whose fucking idea was this? This is not entertaining to watch. It's like some stupid directing.
Weird. Very weird.
It's awful. I hated
It
it.
wasn't a great movie.
No, we should have just started National Lampoon for the third time.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like a bad comedy movie, but it was also bad for a Christmas movie. If that gives you a level of how bad that movie, it was also a bad Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't like too many at Christmas movies. Like, I thought for a couple years that I really did, and I watched like all of them, and then I think it was because it was like my first time really watching all of them. Again, we didn't watch too many Christmas movies growing up. We didn't watch a lot of movies. Like, it was like a movie on Friday nights, maybe. Like, and it was, what movie is it going to be? Probably Passion of the Christ or something. But,
God.
just kidding. I did not ever watch it, but that was.
Never seen that movie?
Oh, me either.
It's
No, I was too young when it came out.
interesting
Thank
watch.
God, but yeah.
It's an interesting watch.
Nice.
Yeah. No, but I thought I liked them all, and then I was like, oh my god, every single one of these is exactly the same thing. Okay, all right. So now I watch Love Actually every year. And I've tried to watch Elf and maybe The Grinch, but that's pretty much it. Like, I put it on the list of movies to watch. Okay. But more and more recently, I've been like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch the whole thing, or oh, I don't know if I want to watch it all at all.
Man, I just can't believe it. Elf. It's one of the best.
I'm at a point in my life where I just fall asleep during most things.
I still cannot
Anytime
fall
I
asleep.
put on a movie or like a TV show, if I've seen it especially, I'm probably not going to make it.
I totally feel that.
I'm probably going to pass out at some point.
Dude, it's one of my favorite things to do is to put on an episode knowing that I'm going to fall asleep for it.
Oh, yeah, no. It's called comfort shows and comfort movies, dude. Totally.
See, that's where the 20 minutes a day, like, screwed me over with the TV thing. If there is a TV on, I'm, like, glued to it because it was, like, such a specialty. My friends, or my brother's friend used to, like, have the TV on during dinner, and I, like, physically had a hard time keeping myself like in tuned to conversations, and I felt so rude because I did not want to be like one of those public schooled kids who watched TV all the time and didn't pay attention to people's conversations.
Fucking public school kids.
Fucking public school kids.
But you're like, but TV rules. Like, this shit is tight, dude.
Yeah, and there were like cartoons and stuff that was actually meant for kids on it, and I was like, what is this shit?
Your parents didn't even show you VeggieTales?
No, we watched VeggieTales and Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, yeah.
Mom always liked Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers is amazing.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers,
It was very strange, though.
It's very like teaches you how to interact with the elderly, I think, and just to respect your adult.
Oh my gosh, I very much I like that was pretty much how I was raised. Is like was always like how to interact with old people, because like church was like one of my only social interactions every week, and 90% of the people in that church were like 99 years old. They were all just like very not all 99, like 60s to 90s kind of.
But you didn't have a lot of people around
like
your age group. Yeah, so that sucks.
No, I was like,
Was there a denomination, like, or like
technically, like what kind of church? Yeah, so technically it was Episcopal for most of the time, and then they went Anglican.
And then it started identifying as Anglican.
Yeah.
Oh, it's trans.
Yeah. What do we call that? Yeah, that's interesting.
Trans denomination.
Is that a common thing?
I don't know.
You just seem like you knew exactly. Like, yeah, definitely Anglican. I can see that. It's very common for this kind of church over the years.
I have no idea. I would guess most places would just go from a denomination to just non-denominational if they were going to make a switch. That would just be weird.
It's the only way to stay alive.
We used to be Baptist.
Well, so
now
like
we're Methodist. It's cool. Yeah. It keeps things spicy. I don't understand. That would be super strange. We got a new preacher. He's a Methodist, so we're all changing.
Or she. That's pretty common with Methodist churches, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, there was this like weird rift in like the Episcopal church that happened, and then the church was like, no, we don't like what the church is doing in that way, and so we're going this way with this other church. So
it's so funny you can just pick and choose what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You remember when Peter Griffin started the Church of the Fawns?
No.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, he starts a church of the Fawns, and they meet up and they talk about Fonzie. And they like read the scripture and they say the chants and stuff.
Amazing.
I wonder if he knew whenever he was playing the Fawns the type of characters he was going to end up playing, like whenever he got older. Just like, whenever you get older though, you're just going to be like a schmucky middle-aged to old dude. You're probably going to be like a kind of dumb dad, more or less.
God, his role in Parks and Rec is amazing.
Great. He was awesome in Holes, like.
Oh, that's right. He was in Holes.
He was the dad.
Amazing.
He's just a schmuck dad and everything now. It's great.
Yeah.
Exact opposite of the Fawns.
Exactly. It's so funny to just see him all get off.
Oh, that is excellent. How did we get on the sidetrack of fonts? Oh, churches and stuff. Yeah. Our church was definitely a social gathering. There's a lot of people of all ages there.
Yeah.
So it's very much like, all right, we are dressing in our Sunday bests.
Yeah, no.
And a large group of people, diverse group of people, terrible softball team. Terrible basketball
A lot of
team.
it. We love to lose.
We couldn't put together a win. It was bad. I honestly think in all 4 years.
Hey, at least you guys had a team, you know?
Yeah. In all 4 years, we won, I think, 2 games. All 4 seasons that I played basketball for Crossroads. That's how awesome we were at that. I remember one year we had tie-dye jerseys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That should have won you the game right there.
I thought so. One thing that always confused me is that they wouldn't get like jersey, like mesh. It would be cotton, like t-shirt material, and then everybody would wear a t-shirt underneath the jersey. I always just thought, why don't we just get t-shirts?
Yeah.
You know, like
That's a good point.
Yeah, that was one thing. If I wasn't chubby, I totally wouldn't have worn a t-shirt, but I was like, if people are gonna see, you know, that thing that happens.
Your side boob.
Yeah.
Side boob.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of like a, I guess it's a guy side boob, side pec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side boob. For sure. Vin Diesel has tits, so it's got to be side
He
boob.
made music. He has music.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was on, I think it was like a Zoom interview where he played like one of his new songs recently.
Dang.
And it was like a
good
weird
for
pop
him.
song.
Go
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
Okay.
He also avid Dungeons and Dragons player.
Did not know that either.
Yeah, we hang out.
Okay. I don't know you played that.
I don't. I've tried to, and then like creating your character alone takes fucking an hour and a half, and then you finally get that done, and they're like, it's your turn, and you're like, all right, cool, what are the rules? And they're like, there are none. I'm just like, give me some fucking rules. You don't know what to do. Like, I need rules in order to be able to, you know what I mean? I was like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Like, what do I do for my turn? I don't know. Like, stand here and assess the situation? Like, the fuck are you talking about? I need something. This isn't a fucking improv game. Like,
A multiple choice here.
yeah, something here. Give me boundaries or make me roll.
That's always been my biggest concern about playing. So, Charis, being someone who plays this game,
You play D&D? That's sick, dude. I can't do it.
Let's trash talk it. Yeah,
That's true.
it is a pretty. It's a pretty interesting game. I pretty much only got started playing it because I had people who played it already who I was going with, and they did a pretty good job of like explaining the situation and everything. And I got into the game, and then like very much overwhelmed by what the commitment to the game was, but I was like, you know what, I'll do it, this is all right. And then that group fell apart, so I kind of got this little taste for it that I was like, oh, this is interesting, like whatever. I had gotten it because like we've all seen the community episode where they do D&D, and it's amazing.
That's immediately
and
what I'm
I was
thinking
like,
of,
oh my gosh, I want to do that, which I mean, that's obviously like the glorified version of it, but I played with people who made like a lot of the numbers and like character creation stuff a lot less overwhelming. And they were like, hey, just do you want to do this or this? And I would be like, I'll pick that. And then they like made that whole process super easy for me.
it's a good dungeon master.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it really depends. Like, it depends on the group of people that you're playing with, because the very first group of people that I was potentially going to play with, like, the first time I ever met with them, they, like, gave me, I swear to God, like, a stack of books, like, this tall.
Holy shit.
And they're like, oh, yeah, just look over those things and, like, see what you think you want to be. And, oh, yeah, we love playing. We, like, role play all the time. Sometimes we don't even get anything done. Like, we just spend the whole night, like role playing our characters. And I'm like, that was like a level of the game that I was like,
Wow.
yeah,
That's
no,
like a whole
I'm
thing. That's like another life,
good.
right?
Yeah, I was. It was definitely weird. Not to say that I haven't had like fun times in like while playing D&D where it's like I make my character say something that's just really funny to the whole group that I'm playing with, like, at the time. Like, it's just, like, for example, my character is, like, probably the most badass character in the group of people that, like, we're playing with. I'm, like, literally 4'6", I think, and I'm, like, 130 pounds, and I can deadlift, like, 300 pounds. I can drag, like, up to 600 pounds. Like, I'm really fucking buff, and I've got a war pony named Clip Clop. My name is Lilith, who's the goddess of darkness, you know, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
We love her. So, like, I've made myself this, like, very dark, like, very powerful character with a little war pony named Clip Clop. And like, it's just funny because, like, I'll be like the 16-year-old girl, and I, like, my big thing at the beginning of the game was, like, I just flirted with everyone who I knew as a bad guy. And so I'd literally, like, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna roll to see if I can flirt successfully with this bad guy. And I've, like, literally avoided almost an entire evening's worth of, like, fights and stuff like that because I flirted with the bad guy and like, ended up kissing him, I think, and then my friend, like, hit him over the head, and we, like, just literally threw him out the window and escaped with the bad guy and avoided, like, probably 17 different fights that we could have been in. So
that poor guy.
Got hustled.
Yeah. My heart goes out to him. I've been there, dude.
You've been bamboozled and hit on the head.
They were just trying to rob me.
Now my heart is broken.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Stole something else that night that you didn't even intend to.
Yeah. No, but it's like, there's definitely been nights where I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm just gonna, like, smoke and then drink some Oak Road beer, and
nice.
I'm just gonna get through this night and it's gonna be fine. But other times it's like it can actually be a pretty good time. So
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like it's definitely set up for people who, I would say, ideally live in the same household. So you're, like, automatically there all the time. You're like, hey,
right.
you wanna go on a little quest today? Mm-hmm. Yeah, round up the other elves. Let's go.
Well, that's why they, like, that's the whole point of a game shop, is to give you a neutral meeting place.
No, touche.
With big old nice tables.
We have one around here.
But and also in, I guess, Defense of Dungeons and Dragons, every time that I've had the experience to play it, it was with friends who are not avid D&D players.
Fair enough.
So
you need a good balance.
Never really came up with a way to make it more palatable. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, but, like, I think
you need, like, a really good mix of people. You need to have, like, your experts who know the answers just like that, so nobody has to look anything up.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody else who gets, like me, who gets the experts to look up everything for them pretty quick. That's great.
And has Clip Clop.
Clip Clop.
It's a hell of a side tangent. I like that.
Right?
There's still, like, a little part of me that's like, maybe one day you'll play this game.
Yeah.
But not anytime soon.
Yeah.
That sounds good though.
I mean, I think there are game shops that have, like, open play nights and you can just hop in and quest with people.
We do that with people like that. In our game. Like, we've had, like, Richard and Eric come in and just,
Richard has played?
Richard has observed while Eric has played.
Okay.
But yes. I think he made a decision for somebody once. We're working on it, yeah. So we have a lot of bad guys in our campaign. So there's, like, the main group of us, but then there's, like, all these bad guys. And instead of having, like, the game master, like, roll for everything, you have just, like, all these other people who want to play just, like, one or two games come in and make the moves for the bad guys. They come in, like, a little bit early, figure out, like, some of the strengths that character, that bad guy has, and then they just, like, play for either the night or maybe a week or so as we, like, fight this one bad guy. It's fun.
Interesting.
Nice little window preview, like, this is kind of how the game works a little bit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's ingenious.
Fun stuff.
You brought up Richard, and it just made me think about one time I came to your house.
Oh, God.
I just walk in the door, and Richard's just completely naked playing FIFA. They were playing strip FIFA, and he was down 4-0. And they were like, yeah, he wasn't wearing underwear either, so it made it even easier. And he was just completely naked.
about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was committed.
When you're there for the game, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of games, did you ever play Christmas games? Because our grandma always had Christmas games.
Really?
Well, I mean, like, she literally would make up specific games that are different every year, and this still happens. Not this year. I don't think we're even going to see them this year.
Well, I think it all started with the pickle, did it not?
I think it
Oh,
did.
but the pickle's like
The pickle's
tradition.
rather common.
The
Yeah, that's a
pickle's-
long-going
yeah,
one.
the pickle's like a Norwegian thing, I think, or like
But-
maybe just a European thing.
And I think it like got to the point where she had 11 grandkids there, and we were getting older, and everybody crowding around a tree trying to find a pickle. So she just started thinking of weird games that have neutral prizes. Like, it wasn't even like, for the pickle, it was just to open presents first, right?
Yeah.
To be the first one to go, and then it just. You're playing for like a fucking iTunes gift card. It was like some game where you Price is Right bid on shit.
That's awesome.
It was super weird.
So many things.
It was
that's so
really
cool.
funny because like it was just her trying to explain it to a group of 11 grandkids that only like halfway give a shit.
Dude.
It was good times. It's
Yeah, but we had to play.
cherished memories. thinking
Like, we
back
had
on
to
it.
turn off Pokemon.
Yeah, I
Put
don't know
down
about
our
that.
new books that we got. Because it was after we obviously were at
20
your own
minutes of
house.
Pokemon, right?
Yeah, 20 minutes of Pokemon. Yeah, 20 minutes.
Right?
Yeah, sure. Maybe now. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you're just like sitting there like, I have to play.
Yeah.
But then she started putting like money and shit in there. And then, then you get nostalgic because
See,
you've
I
been
feel
doing
like
it for
that
so
would be
long.
cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that would be cool.
It's not cool. It's just like, it's just one of those things, like whenever you observe other families doing things, it's always just like, oh, that's cool. And people are just like, dude, after the 15th year, it's all right. But yeah, it's a cherished memories for sure.
Oh, yeah. Especially now, now all of the adults also have to play, so the entire family is doing something usually embarrassing now, so it's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
One of the prizes might be alcoholic, which is
Oh, spicing it up.
once we started getting older, they didn't keep it young. They kept up, They wanted to age with us.
Dude.
Because this is like an appreciation
Yeah,
post
no,
for these games.
my grandparents would never put alcohol. No,
Oh, yeah.
I
See?
never would have guessed either. Our dad, he drinks beer
That's
in
awesome.
front of us now, and
I know. I got a
My
little
dad has always drank beer
toasted the other night.
before.
he would. And like growing up, we would go to Outback sometimes because we had to have fancy dinners. And Dad would get O'Doul's. I remember, and
Yeah.
I would always just be like, I think it's weird because I knew Dad wasn't like an alcoholic because I'd never seen him drink before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then one time he gave me a sip, and I was like, "This is what beer tastes like. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
The worst tasting empty soulless beer is O'Doul's. Because you
My-
just like the flavor.
Yeah.
Guinness,
Whoa.
Guinness makes a really good non-alcoholic. Just kidding.
Do they have a non-alcoholic?
I think it's like a lager. I don't think they have a.
Because I would
Weird.
drink if it
Guinness
tasted
stout.
close to Guinness, but it was non-alcoholic. You could just drink that just for like chocolate milk,
Yeah.
pound it back.
If they made the orange Red Bulls, do you know what I'm talking about? I think it's like tangerine. I don't even know if you can buy them anymore.
Sure.
because
I didn't know
I don't
those
really
things.
drink caffeine that much anymore. But like, if they made those caffeine free, I would pay Red Bull prices and buy one because they're so fucking delicious, dude.
Pay Red Bull
They were
prices.
so good. It's just like orange. It was Red Bull with a hint of orange, which Red Bull just tastes like all the Skittles flavors at once.
Oh wow.
Very true.
That's
It's a very
spot on.
accurate-
So it's like
Yeah.
that, but like 40%
Fucking
orange.
hilarious.
Although there's still the theory that Skittles are all the colors don't matter.
Oh yeah, I
not a
believe
thing.
that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. Maybe on the insides, I guess, but not the outsides.
What?
There's like there is a little.
Do you think
bit
they
of
taste
difference.
different?
Yes,
Huh.
100%.
Maybe-
I can tell you what colors. Which
At least in the
Oh, challenge accepted.
yes,
At least in like the wild berry ones or like the off one, because I believe that those taste different.
But you don't think OG?
Like the tropical blend.
You don't think OG? No, you can definitely tell the citrus flavors from the strawberry and the grape is like the most prominent.
I don't know if I've ever
crazy
eaten
homeschooling
a single Skittle.
It's powered taste buds.
Yeah, right? It's because you're public schooled.
Yeah, he was both. He's a half-breed.
In 4th and 5th grade, I was homeschooled, so it was just enough to kill off my social skills for a minute.
Nice. Right as you were building.
That was sweet, dude.
Those, yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Wrapping it to Christmas games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Never did any Christmas games, but there was one year that my sister orchestrated a citywide treasure hunt. Like, team-based, gigantic, citywide treasure hunt for my family and extended family that lived in Seattle. So we lived not in Seattle, but across the water from Seattle. But my aunt and my other aunt both lived in like the city. So we had one year that my sister lived in downtown and she walked a lot of places, rode buses a lot of places, just really got to know the city, and also hung out with my aunt and uncle a lot in the downtown area. And so got to know the coffee shops that they went to, knew exactly like what bus lines you need to catch to get to places. And she orchestrated like, there are probably 3 different teams and clues all over the city. So you could go into this one coffee shop on the corner and go and order this specific drink, and they would give you a clue that sent you to the Seattle Public Library. And you'd go and you'd look up a specific book number, and you'd go and you'd look in that book, and there'd be a clue that would send you to this certain park that my cousins always. Yeah, it was literally like one of the coolest things. Sick. Like,
that's what we're trying to do with the videos.
Maybe we should have watched TV growing up. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah,
I know. I would be like, that's a cool idea, but I wouldn't go through it. That's a lot, man.
It's freaking like
that would be really
wild.
Fun to do, though.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
She did the same thing for like a family reunion. She did the same thing. Yeah, she's done it. She actually proposed to her husband that way.
Nice. She got a shtick.
Does she run an escape room? That's what
I wish. Like, she's like so multi-talented. She has her bachelor's in mathematics, and she has worked at a cafe making like bank as a server for a very long time for like just morning hours, because it's like a breakfast lunch place, but it's like the best breakfast lunch place in Washington State, according to like the local news. Yeah, so it's like she's been making bank there for a while, but like she used to cater weddings, make like wedding cakes. She kickboxes, rides a motorcycle, like incredible human being, like super cool. But yeah, no, that treasure, like the treasure hunts that she makes are bomb as fuck.
That's badass.
Cool. That is cool. Just being able to think of clues. Alone.
Right?
Like, so I would just write the answer and that would be the clue.
No, dude, she'd make like crepes. She'd make like all these
first clue, and then from there I'd think of one clue, and then from there it would just be the answer. And just be like, enjoy wasting the ass, assholes.
Yeah, no, these were like legit clues. These were like you had to get ciphers, or one time she like created a Gmail account that we had to like figure out the password to get into. We had to go to certain coordinates on Google Maps and look at the slogan of a pizza shop in LA somewhere. Like, what's the slogan of this certain pizza shop? And then like you use that as like the password to get into the Gmail account, and then there's an email sitting there, and you have to like it's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's fucking wild.
Creative as fuck. Yeah.
I thought the hay rides in Kentucky for Halloween were elaborate. That shit's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Shit.
That was the one Christmas game. I do have a sister-in-law whose family did that every year for Christmas.
Whoa,
they were another
adventure.
They didn't do presents though. They just did like the parents made a killer treasure hunt for all the kids with just like a bunch of shit
Oh my
for all of them.
god! Can you imagine getting like amped up every year, knowing that there's going to be another one?
Treasure hunt.
You just start placing like bets on who's going to do it first. You're like, I'm going to fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
What was at the end? What was the treasure?
A lot of the times it would be like as close to treasure as she could make it. Like most of the time it was like candy and snacks and shit like that. But like she'd go out and she'd get like gold chocolate coins and like shiny shit. And then most of the time it was honestly just candy. But at the end,
treasure.
Yep.
I mean, it was really like it's kind of like geocaching, whereas like sometimes we literally were sent coordinates and you had to go look for a box and stuff like that. I think at the end, usually it's like a team sport with our family, so it's like whoever wins, and then you just get like winner's pride over the losers.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we're
That's
just
enough.
all naturally really competitive like that. But yeah, most of the time it's just like candy or shit.
Yeah, I feel like anything after just being able to say you won, it's just cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We may start doing it over like the things from my parents' house that we all want to steal. Like I stole this rocking chair from my mom.
Doesn't
Yeah,
go on
I've
your
gotten
porch?
a lot of the one that's in the living room.
Oh,
My mom like has had that for like literally all of my older siblings. Like she probably rocked them in that chair, and so a lot of us have like stolen random things from the past in like being raised in that family. And it's really funny to walk into like my siblings' houses or see pictures of their houses because I'm like, you stole the teapot that looks like that, or like you have that, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you have the salt shakers or whatever. I thought those disappeared. Yeah.
it's a
Pretty
lot.
wild. There's a lot. I have stolen a lot too. I've stolen many books. Many
Always
books.
worth it,
Just
though.
books. That's not a big deal.
It's worth
It's
it,
not
though.
furniture.
Furniture. I guess the rocking chair is pretty badass.
Rocking chair.
To come home from like a nice dinner with your family and just look at your bookshelf and it's just empty. And you're just like, what? Did we get robbed? And then you go through everything else and it's all there.
No. It's
Just
one
like
at a
some
time.
criminal scholar.
Mom's weakest point has always been her memory. If you cannot get her to remember that you stole, like even if you get caught stealing something, if you just don't mention it again, she won't remember.
You just
So
continue
she's
to
walked
like.
into my house several times here in South Carolina, and
I've met your mom.
yeah, you've met my. She's walked into my house several times and been like, "You stole this book, this book, this book, this book, and this book from me," and I'm like, "Yep, sorry." She's like, "You better return those." Okay.
And she just forgets about it.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Mom puff on the grass. That's what that sounds like.
She's
to
got
me.
well. It was really just playing to my strengths because like she had 7 other ones of me to go chase down.
What's
and
the
stuff
age
like
gap
that.
oldest to you?
16 years. Wild, right?
That's the same with the twins, isn't it?
Brian's 34.
I'm 11 years
Twins
older
that
than
are
her.
16 years apart.
5. No, the
Yeah.
that was killer. Actually,
Okay.
respect. You got me. You got me.
Yeah. I was slower than all of you, but I got there too. I don't know. 34 to 17?
17 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a little bit more.
A little bit, but
Just
mom
a
only
bit.
has 5, so
Yeah. That's a lot more that they're spread out between the rest of y'all. That's like nonstop. Just like
Blam, 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 blam.
knocking them out. Just like, we want Army. We're
Yeah.
going for it. Army of
you know what
Whiz
they had
Kids.
dessert for Christmas? Cream pies. Okay, that's
Gross.
Awful.
Okay. So, we have a few minutes left, and I have a list of 25 other Christmas
Okay, we can
things.
do this.
So I'm going to go through them, and we can just
presents.
talk shit about it real quickly.
Okay.
Pick a new ornament. They've never done that either.
Never did
Like
thing.
every year.
Every year you get
have
a
to
new ornament. Yeah.
I mean, I think like they would.
Just
There
naturally.
people would make.
We had ornaments.
Like I feel like we had a lot of homemade ornaments.
Yeah,
that went on
same.
the
Yeah,
tree.
we
and
did. I think that's
I,
on here.
I think we got a new one every year, probably.
Yeah, I feel like that's a
Sometimes
natural
we'd buy
thing.
new
But it
like
is a weird thing
decorative
to
bulbs.
make a thing of it.
Yeah.
To be like, it's time to go get her yearly new ornament.
What if it has the ones with like the year on it? So it's like 1987.
I
Good point.
still hate them. We get them every year. CJ and I do, from his family, which I love you if you're listening. But we they're like literally my least favorite thing because they're the biggest, clunkiest, tackiest Christmas. Did you see my tree? You saw my tree. My tree is immaculate.
Oh yeah,
it is missing.
We planned a video.
Yes, I understand. He sent me a screenshot of that chat, and I said, "Very good thing. Very good thing that you did not touch my Christmas
tree." Film us decorating the tree, and theirs is already decorated, and we already filmed in our place, so we can't use that as a scene. And he goes, "I don't know, man. I'm nervous about touching it. She's very particular about her Christmas tree." I'm like, "I'm scared. I don't want to do it."
I felt so bad. He was putting up Christmas lights. So you know how I have like the bulbs suspended from the ceiling? I have like fish line, and it's like Christmas bulb, or like. The man does not understand spacing between like this shaped bulb and this shaped bulb, or this colored bulb and this colored bulb. Maybe he does. He totally does. Just not the way that I wanted him to do it, and I felt so bad because I kept having to be like, "Hey, can you do it like this?" And I felt like I was micromanaging so bad, but I really did want it like in a specific spot. I'm like, shit, I really should switch spots with you and maybe have you do the tacking, and I'll put them up somewhere, because I did get very particular about it, and I didn't mean to, and I was like, oh no, this is just something that I'm gonna have to be particular about. And
you're just using tacks for the lights on the tree
ceiling.
Oh, okay, all right, that makes more sense.
It was
that is very particular.
I have
tacking down the tree lights, Jesus.
No, I have like literal like Christmas bulbs hanging from the like fishing wire on the ceiling, so it like it's all just kind of like hanging in the air.
Like a winter wonderland.
It is a winter wonderland for sure.
It's nice.
Yeah.
All right, next. Count down the days with paper chain links.
Used to do it.
Really? I've never heard of that before.
Me either. We did have that calendar though.
That's on here too. The advent calendar is
I
very
did it
popular.
for a lot of things though, like counting down the days to go to like my cousin's house, or counting down the days to like my birthday.
Every day, or do you take a chain off of it?
You make a chain. How many days till Christmas? 28? Great. 28 links. You can write a number on each link, which is a smart thing to do, but I never did. I just recounted and recounted and recounted, which is terrible. So you tear a link off every day.
Okay.
And then it like dwindles down.
Okay, that's weird.
Excuse you.
Out of everything we've been talking about, that's
I did it for lots of things. I did it for the last time I did it was for CJ, one of CJ's underwears.
It's just wasteful, honestly. Paper.
Yeah, but it's like nice. It's like an advent calendar.
Yeah, those are weird too.
Yeah,
but you get a little chocolate every day, and it's great.
We did get chocolate.
No, ours was like a Velcro thing.
Ours was like
we decorated a tree
suck.
with these dumb little stuffed animals, I guess you could say, more or less. That were all, the 4 things that are Christmas themed that they
it's fun to count down to Christmas. It's fun to, like, I think when you're a kid, like, it's totally fun.
Yeah,
like,
I think it would be a good reminder as an adult.
Half the year is the countdown to Christmas when you're a kid.
That's true.
Just start making a list.
It's like summer's over. I guess it's time to get excited for Christmas coming.
Yep. Start thinking about what you want.
All right, we have make homemade hot chocolate.
Not really a thing.
Well, that's a...
I mean, like, we always had the abuelitas, like, the stuff that you, like, shave into milk, and then, like, you can do that stuff, but, like, that was... We only really ever got that in Mexico.
What do you make homemade hot chocolate out of?
Milk chocolate, I'm assuming.
And
some water?
I think probably,
and
like, Hershey's syrup.
Because, I've only ever... I think we've only ever really done powdered.
Like, over the stove kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you, like, melt chocolate and mix it with milk.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Or Hershey's syrup or something like that.
Throw some marshmallows on top. I don't know. Watch a tree lighting.
Been there.
Done it, but, like, did not make a tradition of it.
Actually, that's pretty popular in downtown.
Yeah.
Participate in an annual toy drive.
No.
I was surprised by this, but I thought it was cool that it was on a popular list of what people do every year. That's pretty dope.
We did it every year at Mellow Mushroom.
Oh, you know what?
I participated because I am philanthropic.
Nice. Good for you. Nice karma points.
We did always used to put together little homeless packages. We do like an orange, some socks, a toothbrush, some deodorant, and stuff like
we did that with the church.
Like Sharpie for the signs.
Nice. Wow.
A hat.
That was
and
good.
probably like a Bible or something like that. But like every Christmas Eve, we'd go to like downtown Seattle and just like hand them out to homeless people.
How sketchy is downtown Seattle?
Very well now compared to then. Like I honestly right now cannot believe my parents took their children to downtown Seattle at night on Christmas Eve to hand out shit to homeless people, because like post COVID Seattle, like downtown Seattle is actually kind of scary, like to me, because it's just homeless people. Like there's nobody else out on the streets.
When was the last time you were in Seattle?
I was in Seattle in May.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I went back for a little bit and like socially distantly visited some of my families. Like I had a niece that was born back in like February and kind of got to like wave at her from afar. But but no, like when I was in downtown Seattle, I was walking around. I was waiting to catch a ferry. There's like always some certain amount of walking to do when you're like commuting, and literally nobody's out on the streets. It's just like all these places that I used to walk, which the city has changed a lot since I've been there. They used to have this whole freeway going through on like this like lifted viaduct system, and that's like all completely gone, which because of the construction offers more places for homeless camps to pop up. And so it's just like everywhere is homeless tents and tents and tents and tents. And it's like the only place that I've ever seen that's worse than that is Portland. And I just don't think I've ever seen anywhere worse than Portland before. But yeah, it's kind of rough right now.
San Francisco has a lot of homeless people running around.
Yeah,
because it's expensive.
Yeah, I'll bet so. I think CJ and I only drove through San Francisco one time. Yeah.
It's good year
Sleep
round.
on the beach.
All right, one more.
Okay.
All right, we'll go with this one because I think it's the weirdest one on here. Use cash only.
No. What?
Right?
That's
the fuck?
Literally the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Cash only.
Well, it's number 18.
Because you don't want people to know what, like, you're getting, like, spouses and stuff like that. No credit card history.
Oh. Maybe. I guess that's like the only thing I can find out that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah, unless it's like a really big gambling family and they're just really into that.
Yeah.
At first I thought you said used cash only. Like if you're going to give someone
new
cash,
bills.
it had to be crinkly. Yeah. You can't give somebody a new hundo.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
It's amazing.
That would be like, it's Christmas.
No new bills.
This bill isn't fucked up. It's Christmas. What are you doing?
Damn it, Grandma.
Just only your glued together $1 bills.
Yeah.
Some old brownish Scotch tape.
It's like you turn it into the bank.
The stuff with like the stripes in it still, yeah.
It's hilarious.
I always love it when there's like doodles on it. And I'm like, George Washington, what do we got going on today, Bo? Like something weird.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had some bad hair days.
All right. That's going to be it. I think it was fun.
Tight.
It was a good time.
Sweet.
Thank you, Charis, Gabe, for joining. Thank you guys for listening.
Having me.
Now we need to go get some beer.
Beer.
Let's go get some beer.
Heck yeah.
Bruce.
Cause you suck, Jimmy.